Alright everyone, so welcome to 2023. Today I decided to go and rank all of the comic book movies of 2023 by how anticipated I am for each of these. Now, I will say, looking at the list of these movies, I'm not as excited for a lot of these as I think I have been for the comic book movies of previous years. I don't know whether it's this selection of movies or if I'm kind of suffering some superhero burnout at this point. But there definitely are some movies here that I'm really excited for, so let's just get into it. Coming in at number 9, Kraven the Hunter. Sony's track record so far for their Spider-Verse without Spider-Man has not been amazing. I thought Venom was enjoyable, but I thought Morbius was terrible, and Venom 2 was painfully mediocre. However, I do think that Aaron Taylor Johnson is a good actor, and Russell Crowe is an amazing actor, so I'm kind of curious about this one, and I think it has the chance to be really good. After that, coming in at number 8, I have Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first Aquaman movie, but I have heard that apparently this movie's gonna be a little more serious than the first one, which I thought the first one kind of went a little bit too much. Although I don't know what else they could have really done. Aquaman is not a very easy character, and I thought they did a fine job bringing him to the screen. It's just not really my cup of tea, so I'm curious to see where they go with this whole franchise with Aquaman 2 before it all crashes and burns, so James Gunn can create his new universe. Next up, coming in at number 7, Blue Beetle. This is actually where the rest of these movies sound relatively interesting to me, and this one could definitely switch places with my number 6 once we get a trailer. Blue Beetle looks really interesting. I really liked the character in the animated show Young Justice, so I'm really curious to see how they do that in live action. It has the kid who plays Miguel in Cobra Kai, which I am blanking on his name, but he's a really fun actor. I think he's genuinely one of the better ones on Cobra Kai, which is full of a bunch of people who are not that great at acting. But I think that he has a lot of charisma, and I'm excited to see this character in live action form. And I'm really excited for us to get a trailer at some point so we can see what exactly they're going to do with this. And then coming at number 6, I have The Marvels. I didn't love the first Captain Marvel, as that's kind of the same opinion a lot of people had. Miss Marvel, I'm actually yet to watch through. I only watched the first couple episodes and it wasn't really for me, but I do intend on watching the rest of it. I've heard that it is good, so I am kind of curious how that will go. The director of this, Nia DaCosta, she made that Candyman movie, which didn't go too well, but it will be cool to have somebody who has some sort of vision compared to the last directors who did the previous one. And then Teyonah Parris as Monica Rambeau is going to be in this, and I thought she did a really good job in WandaVision, so I'm excited to see her come back. And next up at number 5, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I actually really liked the first Shazam. I thought it was a really charming movie. Zachary Levi is really good, so is Jack Dylan Grazer. I think that they both did amazing in that, and David F. Sandberg's coming back for this, so I really don't have any doubt that this movie's not going to be entertaining. It's whether or not this movie will feel kind of formulaic that I'm a little bit curious about, but I think that this will be really interesting now that the whole Shazam family is here, and watching them go fight Hespera and all those other villains, I think it's going to be something that's going to be really cool to see. Coming in at number 4, the one that comes out next, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. A lot of my excitement for this movie is purely based off of seeing Kang for the first time. Jonathan Majors is a great actor, so I'm very excited to see him play the villain of this. I thought that the first Ant-Man was really solid. I thought it was really funny. Second one kind of fell flat for me, but I'm really curious to see how Peyton Reed is going to handle an Avengers level movie, whereas the last two have kind of been these palate cleanser movies that are kind of in between other really big movies. So I'm curious to see how Peyton Reed's going to handle all of that, and this movie I feel like will either be pretty good or it's going to completely fall flat, so I'm really hoping that it is pretty good. At number 3, we have The Flash. This has been, without a doubt, one of the most painful to watch productions of the last probably 10 years for superhero movies. But the reviews for this movie and the early reactions that people inside the studio have had have apparently been amazing. So I'm very curious to see how Andy Muschietti does with this movie. Ezra Miller is not exactly the greatest person in the world, and I really don't love his Flash. However, Michael Keaton's going to be in this, and I do really like Michael Keaton as Batman and just as an actor in general. So, if anything, this movie will be a fun, time-traveling, multiverse-traveling Batman movie. So, that'll be entertaining. Coming in at number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. At this point, I'm just ready to see these Guardians have their big final battle. I have really grown to like these characters. I thought that the first Guardians is one of the best Marvel movies that they put out, and I thought the second one, though it was disappointing, was still better than a lot of other MCU movies. I really like Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, the whole cast. I think that they're all amazing, and it's going to be really cool to see how James Gunn ties up all of the knots, and we get some backstory for Rocket. We get to bring in Adam Warlock. I think that this has the chance to be one of the better MCU movies. And easily at number 1, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. I think it's easily the best Spider-Man movie. I love this voice cast. I think the animation is my favorite animation I've ever seen in a movie before. Everything was amazing about the first one. I have no reason to doubt this one, so I'm very excited for this. This is in my top 3 most anticipated movies completely of 2023. Very excited for this. And yeah, that's my ranking of all of the upcoming superhero comic book movies of 2023. Share yours down in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and see you guys.